Izzy Bites. Today I'm making homemade banana pudding from scratch, and I'm telling you right now, this is the creamiest, richest banana pudding you ever put a spoon in. No box, no instant, just real ingredients. Now let's get it popping. Now we're going to start our recipe off with getting ourselves a large saucepan and filling it up with 4.5 cups of whole milk. Then we're going to follow up and fill it up with 1 can of evaporated milk. Now, instead of using vanilla extract, I'm going to go ahead and use a vanilla bean pod, a fresh vanilla bean pod. And what you're going to do is you're going to split it down the middle, and then you're going to take the back of your knife and you're going to scrape the beans out, okay? And we're going to take the seeds and the pod, the vanilla bean pod, and we're going to put that all into our milk. And we're going to make sure our milk is on medium-low. Next, we're going to go in, we're going to give this a good whisk so that we can break up all of those seeds, okay? Afterwards, we're going to take the step with breaking up our 8 eggs, and we're going to separate the yolk from the whites. Now, people, look, let me tell you something. Don't throw your whites away. The whites is still egg, okay? You could take those whites and you could use them for breakfast. You could scramble them up. No need in waste them. I mean, you have to understand that this is all money, okay? Then we're going to go in with our 1/4 cup of cornstarch. After that, we're going to add in our 1.5 cups of granulated sugar. Then we're going to go in, we're going to add in 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. Now that extra cup of milk, 1 cup of milk, we're going to add that into our egg mixture here, and we're going to give it a good whisk so that we can break up those egg yolks and combine everything together with that cornstarch, the egg yolks, the milk, and the salt, okay? So we're going to give that a good whisk so that it can combine. Then we're going to head over to the stove and we're going to take 2 cups of that hot milk that's on the stove and we're going to pour it into our measuring cup. And we're going to add this into our mixture. Reason why we're doing this is because we want to bring those eggs up to temp. Now you're going to start whisking and you're going to whisk very fast as you add your milk in on top of your whisk. You're going to do this fast. The reason why you're doing it fast is because that hot milk that's going in there, it could cause the eggs to scramble, okay? So if you whisk it real fast, you're just keeping it from scrambling while you're bringing the eggs up to temp. Now that the eggs are up to temp, we're going to take them and we're going to pour that back into the saucepan of the hot milk that we have on the stove, and we're going to give that a good whisk as well as we're adding that in. Now this technique that we're doing this so that it keeps the eggs from scrambling, okay? Now when I say bringing up to temp, that means we took our egg mixture, poured in that hot milk and whisked it so that the egg mixture can come up to the same temp as this hot milk. And once we add it in, it'll be the same temp. We won't have to worry about it scrambling. So I removed the vanilla pod. I came back with the whisk, and as I started whisking, that starch that is on the bottom of the pan has begun to thicken up just that quick. So you want to go in and you want to whisk it and break it up from the bottom so that it can start to absorb more of that egg mixture that has been on top of it. Now, as you see here, I brought the temp down some and I continue to whisk because that mixture is starting to thicken. This is where it is turning into a custard. So now you don't have an egg mixture, you have a custard. And we're going to keep whisking that because that starch can get stuck at the bottom and burn. So once we do our whisking, we're going to step away for about 5 seconds as you saw me do. And we're going to come back in just that quick and start whisking again. And we want to whisk to make sure that it's not sticking on the bottom, that we have a smooth texture of our custard. We're going to go around the edges as you see me here, and we're going to go in and whisk within the edges to the middle. We want everything to be combined. Now, after about 5 to 7 minutes, we're going to remove that from the stove and we're going to strain it. The purpose of straining it that I do, you don't have to do this, but this is the part that I do to make sure that there are no scrambled egg bits in the custard. So when people bite into it, there'll be a scrambled egg. We don't want that because that is it's something that the palate does not like, okay? So I go in and I put it into my strainer here, and I'm gonna start lightly giving it a swirl with the spoon. I'm gonna start stirring it, and it's gonna start passing through the sieve, okay? And if there are any bits of egg, they'll break up so small that no one will be able to tell. Also, family, look, remember, try to get as much as you can. Okay, as you can see, I'm getting the bottom here, scraping it off at the bottom as well, because you got to understand that is money. Now, here are two of my favorite things. We have some banana extract, and we also have butter vanilla extract. These two are one of my favorite. It's going to heighten up that banana flavor. That's going to really make people want to come back for more. Okay, so I put in 1 tablespoon of each and then give that a good whisk. Now I'm gonna tell you as well, this could have been added into the milk while it was still on the stove. Okay, you could do it that way or you could do it this way. Okay, it's up to you. So after that, we're gonna go in and give that a good whisk and we're gonna taste it. Remember, always taste your food. And once I taste it and see that it is to my liking, then I'm going to go ahead and add some saran wrap on top of the custard itself. Reason why we're doing this is because custard, if it's left in the air, it will start forming a skin on the top, okay? So I'm going to do that and set that to the side and then give up a good cleanup here. Because you know, as you're cooking, things can really get messy. Now, once we, do our little cleanup and so forth, we're going to come in and start assembling. Now, people, look, let me tell you, it's up to you what cookies you want to use, all right? Now, these vanilla wafers that I have here, these are the Walmart Great Value brand. And if you take these cookies and put them next to the Nabisco vanilla wafers as well and taste one, you will not be able to know the difference. They are very good, just like the vanilla wafers, okay, that we get that are by Nabisco. I myself decided to use these because I did a little research. I'm a type of person that's into symbols. I don't like symbols. And when I look at the Nabisco and I see that funny little cross they have up in the top corner, I looked it up and I decided, let me just find another one that's just as good. Okay, and this one is just as good as the Nabisco. Now, at this time, it's up to you how you want to do your layers. I myself put the cookies down first, then I'll go in with the bananas. Now it's your choice. You have the choice of doing if you want to put bananas down first and then the cookies, or if you even want to put the pudding down first and then layer down the bananas and then put the cookies on top. It's all your choice, but I feel like it's better this way by putting the cookies down first. Also, it's your choice of how many bananas you want to use. I myself, I'll put in 2 layers of bananas on 1 layer, 2 bananas, and I'll slice them up, and then I'll put my pudding on the top, and then go in and add another layer of cookies, and then 2 bananas again. Some people may want more. You may want more. You may want more cookies. You may want more bananas. Some people may have a layer of 6 bananas and then go in and put in another layer of 6 bananas, which would be 12 bananas altogether. But me, myself, I feel like 2 bananas on each layer is enough. So we're going to go in and we're going to put in half of our custard and we're going to spread that out. And then we're going to go in and we're going to start up with our next layer. We're going to start putting our cookies down. Now, I'm going to be truthful with you. I feel as though I should have went ahead and made more pudding than what I did. because I thought it was going to be enough. It wasn't enough. I like for my banana pudding the visual of it, that it will be full all the way to the top where it looked like it may even tumble over. But I didn't make enough custard for this dish right here. If I would have used a smaller dish, it would have filled it up completely. But hey, that's the wrong decision that I made. So I'm going in and I'm putting in the second layer of bananas. And this is also 2 bananas that I'm adding to the top as well. Now, in the beginning of this recipe, you would have seen the recipe, okay? I put it on the screen. Now, if you want the full recipe, I will be putting it into the bottom down within the comments or within the description, okay? Now we're going in with our other layer of banana pudding, our last layer. And we're going to go in and smooth this out. Now, people understand that this is a basic recipe. I also have another banana pudding recipe, which is a caramel banana pudding recipe, which you will also love. And I'll be doing that later. Also, I have another banana recipe for a banana split cake. Now, that's something you will absolutely love. There is no baking or any sort of cooking with that recipe. It's a cold recipe and it tastes just like a banana split you would get from Dairy Queen. So for our last layer, we're going to go in and we're going to place our cookies on the top. And I lay my cookies flat. Now, you also can lay them at an angle, but I suggest if you want to lay them at an angle and you don't want to lay them flat, that's up to you. But you're going to need 2 boxes of the vanilla wafers, okay? I like to have a lot of cookies on top, but I only had 1 box. That's why in the recipe I tell you 2, so you could be ready just in case you may feel like you're running out if you have 1 box of cookies. Now we're going to do our cleanup time so that our presentation could be nice. And as you all can see here, it didn't reach up to the top like I wanted to, but no matter what, it's still going to be good. Okay, so we give that a nice little cleanup, and then we're going to press down with our hands so that the cookies could be nice and in place. Now I covered it and placed it in the refrigerator for 24 hours. It's up to you. You could do it for 8 hours if you want to, or 6 hours. But after the 24 hours, once we got into it, this is what it looked like. Okay, I mean, family, we dug into this banana pudding and went back for thirds. Now, if a banana pudding recipe is something that you're looking for, go ahead and take this recipe and make it of your own. Also, family, give Izzy a thumbs up. Give me a like and subscribe to my channel for some more soul food desserts and soul food meals. I'll be looking forward to seeing you the next time. Till the next time, peace.